Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza Creates. Thank you for joining me today. I am going to show you how I print multiple pages per page. So you get a whole page, but you've got half the page is one page and half the page is another, or indeed it could be four. I'm going to show you with the Country Retreat kits from both Angela Kerr and Rachel Bella Crafts, because those are the ones that I've recently used, and that's prompted a lot of questions from people about how I did it. So if we take, so like these are Angela's backing sheets, and I wanted to have them so I had 4 per page. So all I did, so we'll take those 4, highlighted them, and I open with preview. Now I've got a MacBook, so this will be different if you've got Windows, and I can't speak for Windows because I don't have one. So this is how it works. I'm sure there's a way that you can highlight documents and open just those on a Windows computer. So I do that. So now the 4 pages that I want are in, are open. I'm going to just, I was just about to say I'm going to just mute that, but I'm not sure if that mutes my recording, so I won't. So there I've got 4 that I've picked out. Now, those were 4 together. So let's go back and let's choose 4 that weren't together. So I like that one. Now on my computer, I press now Command, and then I can highlight random ones that aren't together. I think it's Shift that you press on a Windows, if I remember back to my days of Windows. And then again, I'm going to open with preview, and so now I have those 4 selected. And then I go up to File and choose Print, and all my pages are showing there that I've picked to print. I've got a HP printer there, you can see it there, HP Envy, the 6000 series. I think mine's 6025, something like that. I always have it set there to photo on plain paper and fine. That's the top quality that I can choose. And at the moment it would print all 4 pages as is, but I want to print them multiple to page. And down here we've got copies per page. So if I wanted them 4 per page, I could do that, and that gives me 4 of the same sheet per page, which isn't actually what I want. I want 1 sheet and I want all 4 to be different. So I'm putting that back to 1, and then you come down to this set of settings here, and I'm going to layout. It says there 1 page per sheet, but if you click on it, you can change it to have how many you want. So if I do 4 there, I've now got 4 on there, and I can go here to print it without a border. So I just change there. You've got the choice of A4, and you can see there it's at 97%. If I change it to A4 borderless, that goes up to 100%. However, with my printer, doing it this way, with taking 4 separate sheets and putting them into 1 sheet, it doesn't print it borderless. It actually does have a little border around it. It's not the end of the world, but it doesn't work. Even if I press there, fill entire page, it doesn't work. So there'll always be a border doing it this way, but that was fine, and that worked really well for the project. And then I just press print, and then it goes to my printer and it prints it. So that's that way of doing it. If I was to choose, if we go back to File and Print, and if I decided that actually I just want these 2, or say 1 and 3, that they're numbered, page 1 of 4. So I want to print just page 1 and 3. So I'm going to take away the tick mark in the pages I want. So I want to print page 1 and 3, and it says it there in selection, page 1 and 3. And I can go down here to my layout and change that to 2 per page, and it will just print those 2. Or I can go, if I do 4 per page, it's going to print them all. It's going to change it because it's going to be confused because I only highlighted 2. So that's how I can do that one. Or I can change here to 2 per page, and then it gives me the same, but I don't want that one, and I don't want that one. So that's making sure that it's actually only going to print that one and that one. And we change it there to borderless, and it will print them borderless as well. So that's how you would change which pages you wanted to print. And if you change it to A4 borderless, this will print borderless. So they will be seamless together with no white border around. I can change it there to 4 per page, so you get 4 of the same, again borderless. I can go to 6, and then they start getting smaller, and you can go 9 again, that fills the page, the 9. But if I was to go down to 16, oh, it does fill the page. So it's only the 6 that doesn't. That's interesting. I've never done that. But if you were doing, you know, something where you maybe you're doing a mass make for a swap, this would be a way of creating the same thing multiple times to then print off and make a swap. And maybe you were going to make some faux playing cards. That would be quite cool to have that as the back of a playing card. Okay, so there's that way of doing it. And you could go down here on your layout and change that to 2 per sheet, and then that condenses them down. There, you're now printing one sheet with them all on. But I think you're going to get a bit of a border around each of them. I haven't actually tried it. Now I'm doing this, I'm like, oh yeah, that's what you'd get. I'm going to print that, so maybe show you how that works. If my printer's going to play ball because it's downstairs, it should work. It is a wireless printer. However, it's not come up, so it might not be. I've just had to unplug and plug it back in. Anyway, so that's doing that from JPEGs, and it would work the same. So I even chose some fussy cuts. Open it with preview, and then we get all these. And again, I did these. With these, it didn't matter about the border around them. So again, I went to File, and I went to Print, and I printed them down here, Layout, and I printed 4 to a page. So they were all on one page, like so. And that's how I got them. And again, print. Not going to print. Don't want them. But that's what you'd do with that. So with a PDF, and you want to print different sheets in it. At the moment, this one's highlighted. You can see there's a slight grey there. If I move to that one, we can see that one's highlighted. Now we can see it better, it's blue. So that one's the one that's highlighted. I want this lovely sheet here. I use those in my tags, love them. And I want the one above because in my project I used these words and I used the faux washi tape. So I'm pressing Command. I think on a Windows computer it'll be Shift, and I'm holding it down and then I'm pressing that one. So those two are highlighted. None of the others are highlighted. And then I'm going to File and I'm going to Print, and if I then press Selection in Preview, it shows just the two that I'd highlighted. And then I can go down here to Layout and I can choose 2 per page, and so now we've got sheet 1 of 1, and that is what I'm printing. And then I'll press Print and that will print it. So that's how we can, you know, change our choices. Now we can, if I go back there, those two were next to each other, but just to show that it works, we'll choose 2 that aren't next to each other. So we've got 9 and 11 because they're nice scenes. Again, I'm holding Command. You'd probably hold Shift on Windows. Those 2 are selected. I'll go to File and Print, and then Selection in Preview. It's those 2. And then I'm going to go down here to Layout and 2 per page, and that gives me 1 sheet, and then that will be 8 smaller ones that would be printed. They'd make nice sort of journaling cards, really. So that is my little quick tips on printing multiple per page. As I say, this is done on a MacBook, and I have a HP Envy printer. This is how it works for me. It was a bit of a game changer when I realized that there was a moving bar there, and I could scroll down and suddenly there was all of these other options that I didn't realize. So there's other options. I've got it auto selected, normal quality. You can change that to best, and you've got your different paper choices there. I do occasionally use photo paper. It's never glossy. I usually keep it on plain paper because I use presentation paper or presentation card, but it's always up here in my presets. I've got Colour Fine, which is what I use. Let's go back to Selection Preview. We've got the layout, which is what we have been using. There, I mean, it says border none, and it gives you these different options. I always have none. Doesn't seem to work. I have put in these like we've got a single hairline, and I don't know if you can see there, a little line has appeared around the page, and a double hairline that gives you 2. Now this is if it was a whole sheet, I have done that, and it's been quite nice actually to have and there's double thin, but normally I have none. But it has been quite nice sometimes to have a little line. You can reverse page orientation, and you can flip horizontally. Flip horizontally is useful for mirror imaging, if you see there. So we have, if we take a look here, you've got the pink cottage there on the left. When you do flip horizontally, it's there on the right. So that is a mirror image. That's quite good if you want to stick things back to back and they'd be the same both sides. So like that would work really lovely with the birds, having a mirror image so you can stick them back to back. So that's what's useful. And that reverse page orientation, that seems to be flipping it upside down. Then we've got paper handling, and that's where you can do odd number, even number. Yeah, there's different ways of selecting. Scale, paper size, scale to fit, paper size. So this would be if you're so if you've got an A4 kit and you've got letter size, you can change it that way, and it would probably work similarly the other way round. Some kits that I've bought, if they've been created by an American creator, I have to do the opposite, you know, change the scale because the sizes are different. A4 and letter size are different. You can apply a watermark, and then we've got your printer info. So that's telling me all about my printer and telling me how much ink I've got. I've just recently replaced the black cartridge. I'm good to go on the colour. I have the subscription, so it's it you know, ink comes when I need it, and I'm using AirPrint, so that's how it sort of prints wirelessly from my computer. Okay, that is all those controls that I use. Double-sided on, I usually have it off. So yeah, hope that's useful. I say lots of people asked. It is different. I know some people don't have a computer, a laptop, a desktop. They just use iPads or the phone. I don't think the settings are the same, and I've never done it, so I don't know. But this is how I do it using my laptop. As I say, I've got a Mac, I've got a HP printer, so it could be different for you. But you know, look at your settings and see what things, you know, they give you, and see if you can. I say it was on the layout, pages per sheet. That was the game changer for me. Obviously, I've only selected 2 sheets, so by going up there to 6 per sheet, it's not going to work because it's only got 2 sheets to choose from. Okay, yeah, let me know if that was useful, and I will bring you another quick tip next week. Okay, bye for now.